NBA Rivals Week is upon us for the 2024 season, and I really can't wait to watch some of these storylines unfold. But before we get into all that, I do have a question for you. I want to know if, in order for it to be a rivalry, do both teams need to be trending towards the same trajectory?
Yes. I think it's only fair that they are. Why would it be a rivalry if they're at the bottom of the conference? I don't know. But the NBA makes up things. I think they anticipate, considering that these games were solidified before the season even began. I think
Mm-hmm.
the NBA anticipated that some of these teams would be better off than they actually are. And we'll go through those lists of teams when we're talking about I think there are 11 nationally televised games that are taking the week of the 23rd through the 27th. And some of these teams matchups, I'm like, y'all reaching. Y'all reaching. When will the NBA start to shift, right, into what the new player mode looks like, right? I know we still have our nostalgia people that we like to watch and we hone in on, but there's some emerging new stars in the NBA right now that for me are more exciting than the old. So yeah, I think they should be trending in the same trajectory. And if that trajectory is not the postseason, and now the NBA is adding a little step up, a little layer where you can go in the playing tournament. You can't even do that. Then yeah, no, you shouldn't even be a part of Rivals Week. Oh, yeah, so let's get into it.
Yeah, I have to agree too. I think they should be trending. So let's talk about the New York Knicks and the Brooklyn Nets, right? The NBA said this game is really for New York City bragging rights. I get all that. But when you look at the New York Knicks, they're clearly on a different level than the Brooklyn Nets, who have not played well here recently. And
Right.
the Knicks, yeah, they got some new stars. They got what? They got OG now. You got Jalen Brunson. You still have Julius Randle. I mean, how does that
You know what?
compare to what the Nets bringing right now?
I would say the battle of New York City would have been and was past tense was when it was KD, James Harden, and Kirby. And for me, it would have been a rival. Not now. No, no. We clearly know who's the better team right now. Matter of fact, the
Yeah.
standings prove that. So what are we talking
Mm-hmm.
about? You just they're here. Here we are in the NBA making up a storyline. No, no, stop. Not now. Maybe then, but not today. So
Mm-hmm. Yep. Okay. So along those same lines, I mean, the LA Clippers and the Los Angeles Lakers, and that's the battle for LA. I think that will always be the same battle. But come on now, the Clippers are clearly the better team and playing. Finally, they got it together, even though they lost to the Lakers here recently. So there's something about this matchup that makes each team raise their level of play, right? So that's
yes,
interesting. I think there is a rivalry in LA for that.
there is a rivalry in LA. Yes, I understand the rivalry. We're talking about big brother, little brother. I mean, that's been the stigma in LA for these teams ever, right? And we're talking about a team that in the Los Angeles Lakers that have so many championships, and the little brother Clippers have failed to get one. So I think that that's going to always be the case. Even so, they play in the same arena. Won't be the case 2024-25 season because the Clippers will have their own arena. But as we speak today, and as has been in the past, they've always played in the same arena. So I get that is a rivalry. It's always been one, and it's heightened now because of LeBron James on the Lakers. Let's just be honest about it. That's just what it is, right? But it'll always be a rivalry. I agree with the rivalry, and if you live in LA, you feel it. So that's just yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So the Phoenix Suns and the Dallas Mavericks now, allegedly, the rivalry is Kyrie and Luca against
Mhm.
Bill Durant and Booker. First of
Nope,
all,
don't see it.
that's three players against two. So I mean, what Dallas Mavericks are lacking a little firepower there, superstar power. If you compare Kevin Durant, and Devin Booker, I don't see the rivalry, honestly. It's
I
just
don't.
going to be a high scoring game. That's about it.
I'm missing it. Why do they want it to be a rivalry? What makes the Dallas Mavericks and the Phoenix Suns a rivalry? I don't get it. I guess I can get on board with the one for the Battle of New York City. I can even get on the one for the Battle of LA. What are we battling exactly?
Mhm.
for Dallas Mavericks and the Phoenix Suns. What is the battle?
All right, next up are the OKC Thunder and the San Antonio Spurs. Now, I get it. I
I
get
get
this
this.
rivalry.
Yes,
You
I get
know,
this one. Battle
mhm.
of the Rookie of the Year. I get this one. This one makes
Yeah.
sense to me, right? We're talking about Wembayama and Shed Holmgren. That's exactly what this is about. It's not about the teams itself. It's about those two players and who's going to be Rookie of the Year by the end of the season. That's what this is about. So this one rivalry makes sense to me when we're talking about Rookie of the Year. Yeah,
Absolutely, and especially we're talking about the two of the same frame type dudes, right? You, you know, they kind of play the same kind of way. Even though Shat's team is playing extremely well right now, and I wouldn't say the Spurs and OKC are trending in the same direction because OKC is clearly a contender, and the Spurs are way down at the bottom. But all the notoriety that Wemby received prior to coming into
yes,
the NBA, and Shet Holmgren's like, yo, wait a minute, I've been doing this when I played in college, and wait till y'all see me when I'm healthy again, which was
right.
this season.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah. So this one makes sense to me. This one makes sense to me. I and I'm down for OKC. Yeah, you know me. I'm down for OKC. Yeah, you know me. I'm down for OK. Okay.
Good. Okay. All right. So look, the Sacramento Kings and the Golden State Warriors, I get it. I get it. Based on the 2023 playoffs when it went down to game 7,
I'm
I
telling you,
get it. I get why
that
the
was
NBA deems
one
it's a
of
rivalry.
that was one of the best
Mm-hmm.
post game 7 series in 2023 for me. One of the best. I enjoyed that 7 game series. I really did. That was a fun one to watch. Very competitive. I get this one. Unfortunately, though, it's losing a little bit of its luster for me because the Warriors, I don't know what's going on. I don't know what's going on. However, I do understand. And this is almost like the battle of Northern California, right? So we got the battle of Southern California. We're talking about the Clippers and the Lakers. And then this one really is about the battle of Northern California, Golden State Warriors and Sacramento Kings. So I can kind of get on board with that one. And because they played a 7 game series that went down to the wire, anybody could have actually advanced on that in that 7 game series in 2023 happens to be the Warriors, but the Kings gave them the business. So I understand. I cannot wait. This is almost like a preview to what should
Mm-hmm.
be in the 2024 postseason, almost.
Oh.
And maybe it will be
Mm.
if the
Mm-hmm.
Warriors get it together.
Yeah. Good luck with that. All right. So look, the Boston Celtics and the Miami Heat, that's a 2023 Eastern Conference
Yeah,
Finals rematch. Hey, the Heat went to the finals because they defeated the Celtics. I would say there's a little bit of smoke there.
I agree. I like that one as well. And considering that the Heat went further twice and the Boston Celtics did not. You know what I'm saying? It's just like
Yeah, yeah.
they got there and they fizzled out. So yeah, I'm okay with this rivalry. This one makes sense because of the postseason activities, right? Like the one before when we're talking about the Kings and the Warriors. The postseason activities, meaning 7 game
Mm-hmm.
series,
Mm-hmm.
that for me is almost like a preview of what could be. So I'm still anticipating what team will become, what team will advance on the other. That makes sense. This rivalry makes sense. Yes.
Yeah, this will be interesting to see just because I think both teams, the Heat, they're so unpredictable. You don't know what you're going to get. So, yeah, that's the variable that they have to account for. All right, next up are the Dallas Mavericks and the Atlanta Hawks.
Again, y'all, give me where the Dallas Mavericks have a rivalry with anybody.
Hmm.
I think it's the Mavericks for me. I don't get it. I'm
Yeah,
missing it. Is it
I think it's
Luca and
because,
Trey?
yeah, Luca and Trey, I think they were drafted in the same class. And I
Oh,
think it's not giving me rivalry at all right now. Mm-mm,
no,
no. All right,
no.
so the Trailblazers. First of all, the Trailblazers and the Spurs. I mean, they were really reaching because the NBA said Wemby, versus Scoot Henderson. Mm-mm. Well, both teams are trending towards the same direction, playing terrible as a whole this season.
Yes.
So there's that.
Yeah, but no, no, no. Portland, they thought it was gonna be Dame. They think that what?
Oh, before.
No,
Oh
yeah,
no.
no, no. The NBA, this one is a bust. This one is a bust, and I'm quite sure the ratings will prove it as well. So,
Oh, sure will.
mm,
However, this next one with the Sixers and the Nuggets, You got Embiid reigning MVP
That's
against a
what I'm talking about.
two-time MVP,
This
two big fellas who play inside, outside, got all the footwork. Woo, that's a good one.
and considering that this is the second matchup, because the first one was must see TV for
Yes.
this season, right? When the Sixers beat the Nuggets, the Nikola Jokic Nuggets recently. So now this is almost like a revenge game for Nikola Jokic. This second
Mm-hmm.
one that's coming up. So the rivalry, yes, it's about who's going to reign MVP because right now they're 1-2 in the standings. So yeah,
Yeah.
this one right here, I like this one. Both bigs dominating in their markets. It makes sense, especially off the most recent game played together. So yeah, I like this one. This
Yes.
one was
Yes.
timed perfectly. Now I know the league did not anticipate that matchup, the first matchup between the Sixers and the Nuggets for the season would be as intense as it was. To now, a couple of weeks later, to circle back and see what Nikola Jokic do and Jamal Murray and everybody else on the roster do against the 76ers is going to be something to watch. So I'm excited about that.
Mm-hmm. Especially with Joel Embiid back from injury. Hopefully he can stay healthy. This would have been a bust if he was still out with his knee. So
That is correct.
they got
Yes.
lucky.
Yes.
Uh-huh.
Mhm.
All right. Next up are the Miami Heat and the New York Knicks. I mean, the Heat beat the Knicks on the way to the 2023 Eastern Conference Finals again. Miami Heat, very unpredictable. They weren't supposed to, first of all, they weren't supposed to defeat the Knicks, and they definitely weren't supposed to beat the Boston Celtics, but they did. So here we have a rematch here. I don't know that it's a rivalry, but it's definitely a rematch.
Yeah, it's a rematch for sure. Rivalry, I just don't see it. I don't see it, but a rematch, yes.
And then lastly, you talked earlier about the nostalgia players. Lakers and the Warriors. Lakers and the Warriors, the first of four meetings. I mean, I guess I'm just interested to see how Draymond Green and LeBron are going to perform against each other because I believe in last postseason, Draymond gave the Lakers a Benny when he did not show up in that playoff matchup. So will he, turn over a new leaf, or is he even trying to get to LA? Like what, it's that whole thing, their whole friendship. How can it be a rivalry when they're homies? I don't get it.
I don't understand it. This is I don't get it. No, this is a no for me. Where are the Timberwolves? They don't get no rivalry with nobody. Where they at? We couldn't watch a Timberwolves game. Was it? Oh,
Mm-mm.
maybe Ja messed that up because it been John and Anthony
Mm.
Edwards. I don't know. Maybe that's what happened. But yeah, no, y'all, the Lakers and the Warriors. What? Anyway, yeah, no, I don't see the rivalry here. It is really about legacy players. Oh, legacy. That makes them seem really old though. But it's about legacy players
They are,
and the league still wanting to elevate them at their golden years in the league.
which are clearly over.